the money changers in the Bible were the Pharisees, basically, or maybe they worked for the Pharisees. I don't know. And what they did was they turned the temple into a marketplace. And when Jesus saw that, he took a rope and formed it into a whip, and he chased the money changers out of his house. He had a zealousness for his house. And so those are the money changers. You can read more about that in the Gospels, of course. The money changers I'm talking about are the ones that want to change your currency. They want to change the dollar into a digital dollar, and it's coming probably a lot sooner than you think. Now, if you've been paying attention, maybe you have heard about this, but I talked to a lot of people. They haven't heard anything about this. They have no idea that, and I think they're going to be surprised when they find out more about it, that their dollars are going to be turned into digital dollars. And what in the world would that be for? Well, they're going to tell you it's going to be for ease of use. No one uses cash anyway. You'll still use your credit card or your debit card, so there won't be a big difference there, but it's going to be much faster for cross-border payments and instant transactions, and it's just going to be wonderful for everybody. Now, what they won't tell you, what I'm going to tell you now, and show you what they're saying about it, is once we go to a digital dollar, central bank digital currency, a CBDC, and it's right there in the word, central bank digital currency. The central bank in the United States is the Fed. And so all of the transactions done on that currency will be on their server. So they'll be able to track every single transaction by every single person and every single entity and every single business. Is that what you want? That's what's coming. Now it's, they're going to tell you, well, it's a lot like Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies, but it's very different in that key respect. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, is decentralized. And so the ledger that lives on the blockchain lives on computers all over the world. And so by the decentralized nature, you can't alter the ledger. So you can't cheat. You can't go in and change things. And you're relatively anonymous because of the decentralized nature of the, if someone knows your address of your wallet, they can see what you're doing. But otherwise, not really. But the central bank digital currency, again, will live on that server. And so the government will be able to track your every move. And not only that, but through the nature of digital currency, through smart contracts, they can also program the money on what you can spend it on, what you can't spend it on. And as we'll show you what they did in Canada back in February, it'll be a lot easier to turn off your money if they want to. So first of all, let's get some evidence about what's happening. Don't just take my word for it. Dr. Piper Malmgren spoke at the World Government Summit. That's right, the World Government Summit. She's an economist and a former presidential advisor. She said this about CBDCs.
And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The U.S. is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well.
Now, you can tell she's talking about the difference between the power of the government and the citizens once you have digital currency. So much so that maybe we need a digital human rights constitution or something. Like, I don't know if that'll happen or not. Can you trust it? So do we want to give that kind of power to the government, especially when you think about what happened in Canada in February when you had all of these truckers that were protesting vaccine mandates and lockdowns? and converged on Quebec. And for their trouble, in the free country of Canada, they actually froze their bank accounts. Now, Chrystia Freeland, I don't know how to say her name. Chrystia Freeland? Freeland is right. Chrystia Freeland is the Deputy Prime Minister of Canada. You know what? She's also a trustee of the World Economic Forum. And here's what she said back in February.
Cabinet invoked the Emergencies Act to restore public order. Information is now being shared by law enforcement with Canada's financial institutions. Financial service providers have already taken action based on that information. The emergency measures we put in place are being used, they are having an impact, and they will have a growing impact in the days to come.
So if a free country like Canada is willing to shut down the bank accounts of its citizens over a protest, how much more so do you think they'll use their power if they can easily turn off your money because you have digital currency? Now, combine this with your ESG score. What's an ESG? Oh, your environmental social governance score. So it is what it sounds like. Your environmental score would be based on, your carbon footprint. Do you drive an SUV? Do you take public transit? Obviously, taking public transit's what they want. So they're going to incentivize that kind of behavior. Your social behavior. So have you tweeted something against the regime lately? Maybe you agreed with those truckers. Maybe you don't think there should be vaccine mandates. Well, that's going to cost you on your ESG score. And, some of the other evils that are going on in the world. Perhaps, you spoke out about men competing against women in sports. No, we can't be having that. So I don't know what I certainly know what they'll have the power to do. I don't know what they'll do. But they'll certainly have the power to turn off your money, put you in timeout until you come back into line. That's one possible use for it. Certainly what Canada did, I believe, really revealed the hand of where this could be going. The other important aspect about this is the Antichrist. He's coming. We don't know how soon. I think probably pretty soon. And when you read about the Antichrist in Revelation, if you don't take the mark on your right hand or your forehead, then he's going to take away your power to buy or sell. Well, how in the world is he going to do that? Well, at least that's what I used to think. I think now we can see that the mechanisms might be in place or will be soon for that to happen. So once your dollar goes digital, you can see how your freedom goes away and your freedom of free speech goes away. And so we need to work while there's still light, while we still can. Jesus is coming soon. So we need to make sure that we are close to God. Get close to God, stay close to God. If you're not a Christian, then accept his gift of Jesus, who died for you, so that you can have freedom in him. And that sense of urgency is real. Even though these things are worrisome, we are not to worry. Stay close to God. Get your eyes on Jesus. He will give you peace. And I talk more about that in this video that you might want to check out next. Thanks for bearing with me on this little talk, and we'll talk soon.